Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. We're here live on Facebook and YouTube, and you're probably listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So thanks for tuning in. We're here in the middle of June today. Got Maddie and Jordan with me. How are we, guys?
Really good, thank you.
Good, thank you. Yeah. So yes, winter's well and truly set in. The ground's nice and soggy over the last few days. We're starting to find that there's a couple of properties that are a little bit less easy to drive around on and things. Now things are getting a bit wintry, so yes, and people are staying indoors a little bit more. As we talked about the last couple of weeks, there's been a few less transactions, a few less people deciding to sell or rent over that sort of period from probably late May. How's it been this week for property management, Maddie?
It's still been pretty steady. We have seen like the new properties are slowing up a little bit, but still haven't dried up completely, which is good. We still have 2 properties online, one in Mount Nelson, one in Franklin. So I think the one in Franklin has its first viewing today. Mount Nelson has one tomorrow at 3:30, and there's another one coming up in Randalls Bay in the next week or so.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
And on that subject too, I just wanted to plug our upcoming videos, Property Management Frequently Asked Questions. We'll just be doing, we released one on the different ways to apply. We filled out an application form last week. And just keep an eye out for all the different videos for what we've found to be the frequently asked questions over the last weeks and months.
They've been pretty beneficial. And are most of those tenant focused or a mixture?
Some tenant focused, some landlord focused, so good mixture.
Yep. Oh, cool. General application volume, has that died off at all, or is it still very strong?
The Huon Valley ones are still pretty strong. I think the Mount Nelson one, we've had a little bit less interest, but still not completely dry. But still pretty steady with the applications. But in saying that, even though we have plenty of volume of applications, still don't let that deter you, because there's always room for the perfect application to come in.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks for all that. What about sales, Jordan? What's been happening over the last few days and the weekend in sales?
Yeah, so this week and this weekend in general was a little bit quiet than usual. Obviously, we're just setting in, like you said, for the winter. A lot of people sort of staying indoors and just keeping warm. But in regards to that, we do have a couple of exciting properties coming up this week, which is awesome. We've got a beautiful 3-bedroom coming up in Scenic Hill, which is dying to get onto the market. It's going to be a very exciting listing. So hopefully, I reckon that property in general will bring the buyers back out and just put on their raincoats and enjoy what's basically on the market.
Okay. And so buyer inquiry still strong on the properties that we do have?
Still strong. Obviously, we do have that phone call with a lot of them at the moment is, sorry, it's under contract. So the inquiry levels are still really high, still really active. It's just that we added more properties. I'm sure there'll be a lot more happening. So that's generally the concern.
And that database, probably one thing for the sellers out there to talk about is how strong that database is at the moment, because there's a lot of really high quality people, probably more than ever, just ringing us saying, I know you've not got anything that I want available, but can you let me know? So we've had months and months of building that where there's people that want specific things that we haven't found. Like, for example, on acreage north of Huonville, when was the last time you had one of those, and how many people have we got in our database wanting that? Like, you bring one of those on, and all of a sudden there's dozens of people ready to look, and certain things, waterfronts and different things. We've got a lot of people built up there to look at those sort of things. So it's an interesting phenomenon where normally in an average Huon Valley market 5 or 15 years ago, somebody would ring and say, I want a brick house on 5 or 10 acres. And then you go, well, we've got 15, what colour and what era and what sort of land do you want? And then you're going to show them the 3 or 4 that are most suitable, where right now it's a bit like, we had one of those 3 months ago, we might have one again in the future, hopefully. So it's, if you are thinking of selling property, definitely the perfect people there really at the moment is just a
similar thing with people just walking into the office for rentals. So they have a general rental that they are looking for. They put their they express their interest, and then if the property pops up, we just give them a call and let them know that it's there. So that's always a good thing to do.
Yeah, we've had a couple of properties like that in the last couple of weeks that have been quite unusual, high quality ones that sort of coming into the rental market where it's probably made some people apply who have been in long-term other rentals and weren't necessarily in the market, but are only there if the right thing comes up. So, Cool. All right. Well, we will leave you all. Thanks for tuning in, and yes, watch next week's update, and hopefully we've got a little bit more action to talk about next week. There's a few listings coming up over the next week or two, so I think we'll all find that it'll be a bit busier, and yes, obviously long weekend, probably a lot of people with no football on and not a lot of stuff on. I think a lot of people took the advantage to head up to the north or the east part of the state and have a holiday for the weekend. So probably would have been a little bit quieter one, which is why a few homes were probably held off for this weekend anyway, and might be a few more about next weekend. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on the update.